What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are currently sitting in a 2023 Mazda CX-5, and today I'm going to teach you how to use the Mazda Radar Cruise Control. Now, before I start, I just want to say I have made another video about this topic previously. I used a Mazda 3 on that one, and the buttons are set up a little different and the controls work slightly differently. So I'll put a link to that video in the description, so if your Mazda's buttons don't look exactly like this, maybe check that one out. I know there's a few different versions. I just want everybody to have access to it. That car also did have the traffic jam assist. This car doesn't have that, so if you have questions about traffic jam assist, again, I'll direct you to that other video, link in the description. So first of all, let's talk about the controls to use the Mazda Radar Cruise Control. Relatively straightforward. Step one, we're going to push this mode on button to turn the system on and off. And then when we want to set it, we push either up or down on that sort of toggle switch on the right of the steering wheel to set the speed. Once the speed is set, the plus will increase our set speed. The minus will decrease it. If you just push the buttons, it'll go in 1 mile per hour increment. If you push and hold, it will go in 5 mile per hour increments. If you need to cancel the cruise, obviously just hit this button that says cancel off. You can also just go ahead and hit the brake pedal. That will cancel the cruise control as well and allow you to take control of the vehicle. RES is resume, so for example, if you need to hit the brake pedal to take control of the vehicle, or you need to get the car moving again once it's brought itself to a complete stop, push RES for resume. And then this button right here, forward and backward, this adjusts the following distance between us and the car in front of us. So, with all that being said, all the controls being laid out, let's get this thing out on the road and I will demonstrate it for you. All right, so we are out on the road. Step one, we are going to push mode on as we go over some railroad tracks. Step two, I'm gonna bump up right there to set my speed. And as you can see now on the graphic, I have my speed set to 40 miles an hour. There is a car in front of me, but it's too far in front of me for the Radar Cruise Control to lock onto. And if I set my speed any higher, I will be breaking the speed limit. Now here we go. It's locked on to the truck in front of me, and he has come to a complete stop because the light turned red, and the Mazda is bringing itself to a complete stop, and I don't have my feet on the pedals. Now he's moving forward, and there's a cop right there. I don't think he cares. And as soon as this guy started moving forward, the car started moving forward to match his pace. As you can see here, we're locked on, but it's in the distance. Oh, there we go. And we are coming to a stop again because we have another stoplight. Now, this system is most useful on freeways. Heavy stop and go traffic on the freeway is where it does its best work. I do these demonstrations on city streets. If I push resume, we'll move forward to follow this guy. I do my demonstrations on city streets because it's easier to find traffic that stops. But in regular driving life, I don't typically use this system on city streets, just when I'm filming these how-to videos. So this system does do its best work on the freeway, as I was saying previously. Now, this button right here is how we adjust our following distance. So you'll see here there's 2 bars in between us and the little icon of the vehicle in front of us. And if I start pushing it, we get wider bars, more bars, less bars. One interesting thing that this vehicle does that the other Mazda that I drove that had the Mazda Radar Cruise Control didn't do is you kind of have to push this button twice to get it to adjust the following distance. When you just push it once, it just makes the bars wider, which quite frankly doesn't seem to do anything. And then you push it again and you increase your following distance. I initially thought that the width of the bars might have something to do with the lane keeping assist system or potentially the blind spot monitoring, but as far as I could tell, it doesn't. I read in the owner's manual, it doesn't really make any differentiation. It doesn't mention that at all. And I've messed with the lane keeping assist system. That doesn't seem to make a difference. So I don't know. So you have to push this button more than once to adjust your speed. And you can also resume. This car just started moving again, and I just tapped the gas pedal to resume cruising. So we are once again following this person. Again, the car is currently handling the acceleration and the braking. I am just watching the road, keeping my hand on the wheel, steering. It's not a self-driving system, so you need to pay attention to the road. You need to watch where you're going, and a few sort of caveats to look out for. Now, earlier, I came up to a stop, but I was only doing 40 miles per hour, and it was able to lock on to the car in front of me in enough time and slow down and stop. So that was not an issue. However, if I had been going faster than that, let's say you're on a highway and you've got it set to 75 and all of a sudden traffic is just stopped up ahead, it is not meant to deal with that sort of condition. So at that point, just hit the brakes, take control of the vehicle, just stop the car. Better safe than sorry in that situation. Another thing to watch out for is if somebody cuts you off really close from the side, just go ahead and hit the brakes. The system is mainly meant to look forward. It has some peripheral vision, but not that much. So if someone cuts you off real hard from the side, just hit the brakes. And look at this. This is what I love about it. Everybody's just kind of creeping forward here because we have a stop sign, and the Radar Cruise is just following these people, and this is really where the system does its best work. However, it does not see that a stop sign is there. So I am going to hit the brakes for this stop sign because it wouldn't have known that the stop sign existed if I didn't hit the brakes. It doesn't read stop signs, it doesn't read stop lights. Again, it's not a self-driving system, at least in its current iteration. At some point in the future, Mazda may come out with a system that does read stop signs and stop lights, but on a 2023 CX-5, it doesn't do it. So if a light turns red or whatever, you need to react to that. The car is not going to do that for you. So again, to resume, we just push RES, and we are cruising. Another thing to keep in mind, and it's funny that this vehicle is now the one that's in front of me, is what type of vehicle am I following? So right now I'm behind a pickup truck with a bunch of stuff in the back of the bed. The car has no issue recognizing what type of vehicle that is and maintaining the distance. I currently have it set to the shortest following distance, so that's why we were a little bit closer to him. However, think about what type of vehicle you are following. And the example I always use is a flatbed truck with nothing on the bed of the truck. Is your car locked onto the actual rear of the vehicle, or is it locked onto the back of the cab? So if you're behind a vehicle like that, you need to pay attention, make sure that it's not following too closely, because if it's locked on to the back of the cab as opposed to the actual back of the truck, that's going to be a problem. According to the owner's manuals, it won't lock onto a motorcycle typically. The reality is sometimes it will, sometimes it won't, but again, don't trust it. Now let's see here, I'm doing 40. And we're coming up, and it's going to stop for this stop traffic. But again, I wasn't going that fast. So if you were, going faster than that, just hit the brakes, be careful, pay attention. Like I said, this is not a self-driving system. It's still up to you to maintain the vehicle's position on the road. Watch, pay attention. It will get mad at you if you don't have your hands on the steering wheel. But It is an excellent driver's aid. That's kind of how I think of it. It's just something to assist you with your driving. And again, stop and go traffic on the freeway is definitely where it does its best work. And I don't drive a Mazda, but I have a system that's very similar to this in my vehicle. It was just beeping at me to tell me to brake, which I did. If a car comes to an abrupt stop in front of you, it will do that. This gentleman in this C3 Corvette is trying to let these people cross the road, which is very nice of him. So yeah, I encourage everybody to try this system. That's why I do these kind of funny how-to videos. I mean, not funny, haha, but just it's me holding a camera. I'm just gonna hit resume. It's me holding a camera doing this so that you can see it POV. If you've never used the system, it is kind of strange. I don't think it would lock on to this person hauling their possessions there. It is kind of strange the first couple of times you use it. It's going to feel, oh my God, is it going to hit something? But, you know, again, that's why you need to pay attention. You need to make sure that you are in control of the vehicle. But you can trust it to brake and accelerate for you. And once you get used to using it, you're really going to love it. So that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Again, be careful, watch the road, keep your hands on the wheel, always take responsibility for your own actions, but enjoy the Mazda Radar Cruise Control because it is an excellent system. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments and I will do my best to answer them for you. And thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.